Rochelle, Attorney Vincent Davis, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
Hi, I have a story to tell.
Uh-huh.
My children were removed by the CPS, Child Protection Service, here in Vallejo, California, but they're based out of Fairfield. And it started off with a domestic violence issue with me and their father.
Mm-hmm.
He had been, I've been estranged from him for about since I was, over 7 years, just about 7 years. And at the time that I came in contact with the CPS, he had, I locked him, kept him out of the home. He was very abusive, threatening, physically violent, and he had a lot of drug activity going on with himself. And he owed people money and all kinds of stuff, but I had already removed him from the home. Now, he had people coming by looking for money. He was getting drug credit from people, and he was giving them my address, which he did not live at, and they would come to collect at my door. So my truck was being vandalized. My apartment was being vandalized. I didn't know if it was something to do with him or just vandalism, some kids playing pranks in the neighborhood. At the same time, he was calling me, threatening me. This was like in a 2-week course. So this particular night in question, he was calling me and threatening me, and the back screen was taken off of one of my windows. So at the time, I didn't know if it was someone trying to break in the home or what. So I called the police. I had them come, close the window back, put the screen on, check the premises. Of course, a burglar is not going to stick around for the cops. So I didn't feel comfortable in the apartment that night. And I called everyone in my family. No one would answer. And then again, there was some more episodes around the apartment. So I decided to take he called, and he was threatening me. He said somebody was going to come through the window, and he already threatened to shoot me and the kids in my truck. And I grabbed the kids. I said, okay, I'm going to go to a neighbor's house until the morning, until I can sort things out. If he's coming around, I'm not afraid of him, but the police already told me we can't continue to fight around the children, and so on and so forth. So I decided to leave the apartment with my 3 children, and I didn't have any gas in my truck, and it had been vandalized. It wasn't running too good. So I just walked maybe 5 minutes down to a local Walgreens where it was well lit, and I just wanted to get away from my apartment. So from that point, the CPS had got involved, and so on and so forth. They did, to make a long story short, they did some follow-up visits, and they told, the particular worker, she said, Rochelle, we're out of your life now. Is there anything else? You're doing fine. Your kids are great. She made a couple of home visits, follow-up visits from that incident. And she said that we're out of your life. Is there anything that we can do to help you? I said, I would really like to move. I said, I'm just over it at this point. I've been here a long time. I'm tired of this guy knowing where I live. I don't have the resources to move right now because I had to leave my job due to medical reasons. So I just wanted some help to move. And she said, oh, that's wonderful. She said, we have resources, a lot of funding that people don't know about that can help you move. She said, you can sign a 5-month contract and work with one of my colleagues. She'll come to your house. She'll work with you and the children, and she'll help you move. I said, wonderful. And it took her like 3 to 4 weeks to surface this person up, but they finally came over, her and the other volunteer maintenance worker, I think she was called, and they had me sign a 5-month agreement for her to come to the house once a week and to give me some resources to help me move.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you I worked with this woman the whole 5 months, and she was totally unprofessional. She was very, I just got a bad vibe from her. She wouldn't come on her scheduled day. Sometimes she wouldn't show up in 2 weeks and then pop up on a different day after 2 weeks. And she was very unprofessional. Some of the things she would do, it was just, I said, oh my goodness, I'm just not working well with her. I just don't like her professionalism and some of the things she would say. And from that point, let's see. Oh, and also she kept asking me, oh, you're out of work. What happened? Your injuries or whatever. Can I see your medicine? What kind of medicine do you take? I said, sure. I said, I take pain medication, and I was also being prescribed, at the time it was Ativan, due to an insomnia, a long-going insomnia problem I had since childhood, and also it was used as a muscle relaxant because I'm kind of disabled. I have arthritis in my spine and both of my hips, trochanteric bursitis in my spine and both of my hips. I have a shoulder dislocation, and I also have sciatic nerve damage and chronic hypertension. So I take a lot of blood pressure medicine, but only one pain medication. And she kept asking to see my pain medicine. And sometimes when I don't have it, my back would go out and it would cause mobility issues, but they only gave me one pain medication. So pretty much she knew that I was going to pick up my prescription.
Rochelle, let me jump
yes.
in here for a second. Did she eventually do something with your children?
This particular volunteer worker?
Yes.
You mean, did she do anything?
Did she detain them? Did she take them away from you?
Yeah, I had one visit left with her. Now, she became angry because she popped up at my apartment on she didn't show up on her day. She popped up it was a Thursday, I believe, and I had just taken my Ativan. And she knew that I was going to pick up my prescription because she kept asking about it. And I said, well, I pick up my refill on such and such day. Now, my now 7-year-old, she was a busybody. She'd be up all night. So I had been up all night with her. And I waited till my, at the time, 22-year-old son came home to oversee the 3 little ones.
Rochelle, get a pen and a piece of paper.
Okay.
All right. I want you to call me at my office on Monday because I'd like to speak to you more about this. I might be able to help you get the children back and or talk to you about a civil rights lawsuit. Because if what you're telling me is true, that county may have a big problem. That social worker may have a big problem. My office number is 888-6582. That's 888-6582. 888-6582. So, Rochelle, I'll be looking for your call. My engineer's signaling me we're going to have to take a break here shortly. You call me on Monday, and we're going to talk some more, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling, and keep listening.